Welcome back to Ghost Powered Entertainment. I'm your host, Kanan Becker, and today I give you another 10 recommendations on Tubi. And let's get to the list. John Dies at the End is a 2012 comedy sci-fi horror movie. Written and directed by Don Coscarelli, it stars Chase Williamson, Rob Mays, Paul Giamatti, and Clancy Brown. So on the street, they call it soy sauce. It's a drug that promises an out-of-body experience and lets users drift across time and dimension. But suddenly a silent, otherworldly invasion is underway, and mankind needs a hero.
Dave, this is John. Where are you right now?
Where are you? Heaven?
Is there any way that you can steal my body?
What?
Wow! Just wow! I've heard of this movie for years, but just for some reason, I had never checked it out. What a mistake that was. This movie is just brilliant. It's batshit crazy and just one of those movies that's impossible to explain. Just wild madness. It looks fantastic with creative, great special effects. Just everything from body horror to alien creatures. It's gory and action-packed, exciting and adventurous, yet hilarious in a bonkers, twisted kind of way. But to be honest, it's not like anything you've ever seen. And that makes sense considering it's created by Don Coscarelli, who also did the Phantasm movies. But this is such an enjoyable watch and one that I highly recommend. Excision is a 2012 psychological horror movie. Written and directed by Richard Bates Jr., it stars Anna Lynn McCord, Tracy Lords, Ariel Winter, and Malcolm McDowell. A disturbed, delusional high school student with aspirations of a career in medicine goes to extremes to earn the approval of her controlling mother and sister who is dying of cancer. This is a twisted, demented movie. It's uncomfortable and disturbing, yet absolutely entertaining. But it's not a scary type of horror whatsoever, but more of a deranged window into a sick mind, done with an odd, unsettling sense of humor. And Anna Lynn McCord gives one hell of a performance in this, really convincing as this warped individual. But this is definitely a strange movie that won't be for everyone. But if this sounds like your brand, then definitely check it out.
Martyrs are very rare. A true martyr is a special person. They are exceptional beings. They withstand paralyzing pain, young lady. They can survive total deprivation. They carry all the sins of the world. It's their sacrifice.
Martyrs is a 2008 French psychological horror movie, written and directed by Pascal Laugier and starring Méline Japanoy and Marwana Aloui. Two young women who are both abused as children embark on a bloody quest for revenge, only to find themselves plunged into a living hell of depravity.
But it's them.
You positive?
Absolutely.
It's been 15 years.
It's them.
You can tell from a picture in the paper.
I can tell.
So I've heard about this movie for years, ever since it was first released. But I'm not usually a big fan of torture-heavy movies. But when I saw it on Tubi, I decided, you know what? It's time to check this one off the list. And holy shit, is this a hard watch. But at the same time, this is a masterful film. It's about as disturbing graphically as you'll see. And it did get to me at times, but I'm glad that I checked it out because it tells such a fascinating story that even though you're seeing graphic torture through most of the film, it does have a point and message to say. And to be honest, it's a pretty profound one at that. So if you enjoy the art of film and have a strong stomach, this is one you definitely need to see. But be warned, this is brutal. Sator is a 2019 supernatural horror movie. Written and directed by Jordan Graham, it stars Michael Daniel, Rachel Johnson, Gabriel Nicholson, and June Peterson. In a secluded, desolate forest, a broken family is observed by a demon named Sator, who is attempting to claim them.
All upon the face of the forest shall tremble, for Sator's eyes are in every place.
This is a big time slow burn, but purposefully that way. Just creeping up on you like a fog, getting more and more unsettling to the point where you become mesmerized, unable to look away. It's beautifully shot and edited, where the haunting atmosphere of the forest truly becomes the star, really enveloping you, all leading to a brutal final act. So if you enjoy atmospheric, slow burn indie horror, then this is a great pick.
What have you done?
Help me.
Isolation is a 2005 Irish horror movie. Written and directed by Billy O'Brien, it stars S.E. Davis, Marcel Lurs, and John Lynch. A small farmer is struggling financially, so when he is offered a tidy sum in return for allowing DNA testing done on one of his cows, he reluctantly agrees. But soon the cow is not the only victim of the gruesome interventions.
John, we've got to shut it all down. It's gone wrong.
That's impossible. This rate of cellular growth is off the scale.
This really surprised me just how good it is. It's gritty, dirty, and uncomfortable, and it's so much better than most your early 2000s horror. It's a small indie movie, but it really uses that to its advantage, making it feel intimate, close up in your face. And it gets gross, evolving into a full-blown, gore-tastic creature feature. This is just nasty, sticky, slimy body horror fun. For fans of indie body horror, this is an absolute must.
Humans are such easy prey. From the makers of Reanimator, From Beyond.
From Beyond is a 1986 cosmic horror movie, directed by Stuart Gordon and loosely based on the H.P. Lovecraft short story of the same name. It stars Jeffrey Combs, Barbara Crampton, and Ken Foray. When an obsessive scientist successfully discovers a way to access a parallel universe, he is seemingly killed by forces from the other dimension, and his assistant is accused of the murder. So a psychiatrist and a detective take the case and risk a return to the other world to solve the mystery.
Turn it off.
No. I have to see more. Feel more.
Cosmic horror is my all-time favorite subgenre, and this has everything I want in cosmic horror. It has brutal body horror and fantastic creature designs as well, with some outstanding practical special effects, some of the best you'll see from this era. And this cast is brilliant, but especially Barbara Crampton. She plays a strong leading role with a fantastic character transformation. On top of all that, she's hot as fuck in this movie. This is just so much fun and deserves to be at the top of any horror fan's watch list.
This isn't the end.
The Void is a 2016 Canadian Lovecraftian horror movie. Written and directed by Stephen Kostansky and Jeremy Gillespie. It stars Aaron Poole, Kenneth Welsh, and Kathleen Monroe. The plot follows a small group of people who become trapped in a hospital by a gathering of hooded cultists. So this is a perfect double feature with From Beyond, because it's another fantastic cosmic horror. This is a much smaller movie, of course, but it really goes for it, really going far above what it should be capable of. With fantastic mystery and mood, it really leans into the dark, creepy cultist vibes, and it has outstanding body horror with some well done special effects. This whole cast really sells fear frighteningly well. For such a small movie, it really works. And with plenty of chilling, downright scary moments, this is another one that I highly recommend.
Kill your old life, Sarah. Bury it in the earth. And join us in the sky.
Starry Eyes is a 2014 twisted horror movie, written and directed by Kevin Colts and Dennis Widmeyer. It stars Alex Esso, Amanda Fuller, and Noah Segan. A hopeful young starlet uncovers the sinister origins of the Hollywood elite and enters into a deadly agreement for fame and fortune.
Sarah, relax yourself.
Sarah, if you can't fully let yourself go, how can you ever transform into something?
Alex Esso absolutely shines in this. I've seen her in other projects like Dr. Sleep, as well as most recently in Mike Flanagan's Midnight Mass. But this is when I realized just how talented she is. This movie goes dark and absolutely savage. It's surprising and definitely goes places I never expected it to. Getting graphic, brutal, and gory as hell. Leaning big time into demonic imagery and some twisted shit. It's a bleak, disturbing ride that's definitely worth taking.
Come with me, Owen. I'll show you things you wish you'd never seen.
Dreamcatcher is a 2013 sci-fi horror movie, directed by Lawrence Kasdan and based on the Stephen King 2001 novel of the same name. It stars Thomas Jane, Jason Lee, Damon Lewis, Morgan Freeman, Tom Sizemore, and Donnie Wahlberg. It tells the story of four young friends who perform a heroic act and are changed forever by the uncanny powers they gain in return. But years later, they are challenged to stop an alien force. But first, they must stop the slaughter of innocent civilians by a military vigilante.
Jonesy. Man, I can't see this.
This is a wonderfully flawed movie. It gets a lot of hate and isn't considered one of the better Stephen King adaptations at all. However, I consider it to have plenty of qualities that make it definitely worth watching. It has nasty, bloody, gory moments that are bizarrely uncomfortable. And Morgan Freeman plays this bonkers, over-the-top character that's also a must-see. It has a fantastic cast who all really go for it, with some weird alien creatures to boot. And it feels very adventurous and reminds me of something along the lines of Stand By Me or It. It's reminiscent of even things like Stranger Things. It just has a lot of charm to it. So if you're looking for an adventure, sci-fi horror movie that you don't have to take too serious, this is a fantastic pick.
I'm ready to make the Dawsons great again.
Monster Party is a 2018 horror thriller, written and directed by Chris Van Hoffman and stars Sam Strike, Erin Moriarty, Robin Tunney, Virginia Gardner, and Julian McMahon. Three thieves plan a daring heist at a mansion dinner party. Their plans go horribly wrong when the thieves realize the dinner guests are not as innocent as they seem, and their simple cash grab becomes an all-out violent fight for survival.
Tonight was supposed to be a reunion to celebrate everyone's cleanliness, but you've been a bad boy.
This can't be happening.
We're not animals.
This is a colorful, exciting, fun little gem. It gets violent and bloody in so many fun ways, and gets campy, but not in an overly cheesy way, just in not taking itself too serious kind of way. And the cast play crazy, over-the-top characters with tons of personality. It's really an entertaining, fun little movie, but nothing to take too serious, just a fun popcorn horror movie. So grab your popcorn and enjoy! Real quick, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you have any recommendations on Tubi, because those help me out so much. Also, I want to give a huge, massive thank you to my patrons, because you guys mean so much to me. And if you would like to find out more about becoming a patron, the link is down in the description. And like always, thank you so much for watching. Please crush that like button. And remember, guys, horror can be fun! If you enjoyed this, click right here for 10 more recommendations.